Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is where you are, and welcome back to another episode on the Annoyed Dad channel. If today is the very first time that you are joining us here to watch us hatch these supermarket eggs, then please do just scroll down the screen a little bit to where it says subscribe and just click that subscribe button. Thank you ever so much. Now, on with the show. In today's video, we are trying again to hatch supermarket eggs. These are eggs that have been brought from our local supermarkets. We have got Tesco's, we have got Morrison's, and we have got Sainsbury's. We also have Aldi, and we have a generic brand that's in most of the shops around the UK. UK, that's the big point. We are in the UK, and these eggs come from UK hens brought in UK stores. The reason why I say that is because if you are watching this in another country, in another part of the world, the rules within your country may be slightly different to the rules that are in the UK. For example, in the UK, eggs are not washed. They come out of the hen, they go along a conveyor belt, they get marked up with these egg marks on them that let you know where the egg has come from. If you want to work it out, you can work out exactly which farm these eggs have come from. And they are then boxed and put onto the supermarket shelves, directly onto the shelves next to where you would buy your pasta or your baked beans or your bread. They have not been refrigerated. They are not refrigerated until you bring them home. And if you look at the labels, I'm trying to spot one quickly as I do this, but if you look at the labels, there's normally a little thing that says once purchased, keep refrigerated. And there you go, after purchase, keep refrigerated for freshness. But they are not refrigerated prior to you purchasing them. When we did this last year, that's a question that was asked a lot. Will this work in other countries? Will this work in other places? I don't know. Will this work for us here now doing it? I don't know. What I have done is I have gone to 3 of the big supermarkets, and then we've got Aldi and the generic one, as I've already explained. The eggs I wanted to buy from them, I made sure that they were the own brand ones, and I went for the free range, the organic, or the upper end eggs. I've got one box which is the cheap regular ones from Tesco. It's not the cheapest, but it's cheap eggs. And I've got Tesco Finest, Chestnut Moran. I presume they're going to hatch Moran eggs, hopefully. I've got Morrison's Organic, and I've got Morrison's Moran Heritage Golden Yolk eggs. I've got Sainsbury's, where we hatched from last year. If you remember in last year's video, we hatched out 2 cockerels. They both came from Sainsbury's. Unfortunately, Mr. Fox came along a little bit later and he took those 2 cockerels whilst they were waiting to find some hens to go in with. I also tried to hit up the Sainsbury's media team last year just to announce, you know, hey guys, look, we've been able to hatch from your eggs, but they were not interested at all in speaking to me. I can't possibly think why that might be, because I think that if their eggs hatched, you know, they might actually want to say, look, this is how our hens are kept. They are kept really, really well. And you are able to hatch our eggs if you so wanted to. You know, but they weren't interested. So anyway, Sainsbury's, getting back to it. Sainsbury's, organic eggs. And taste the difference, blue shell eggs. They look like a leg bar type thing. One of the other questions we got asked frequently last year was, is this real? Is this genuine? Is he really doing it? He's winding us up, isn't he? He's flipped those eggs around and he's swapped them and he's done this and he's done that and he's done whatever. No, I have not. Luckily, as I previously explained, I go for the Happy Egg Company again. These are just a generic brand. You're able to pick these up in most stores. So every single one of the eggs is stamped. It doesn't matter which egg we go for. Let's go for the Aldi ones. Because they're being sold through the big stores, every single egg needs that stamp on it. If you want to, you can go online and you can find out, as I said, the farm that it comes from. I do not stamp my eggs because I sell my eggs directly to the end consumer. See that one stamped in green? Because I sell my eggs directly to the end consumers, so I sell my eggs to the person who's actually going to eat them. I don't need to do that. So anyway, I've waffled on for far too long. Let's get on with the hatching, shall we? What I'm going to do first, before we do absolutely anything, is I am going to write on each one of the eggs where it's come from. Because obviously once they're placed into the incubator, how am I going to know? I'm not going to have the first clue where they've come from. So what I will do is, like, this one is a Sainsbury's, taste the difference, 6 free range with blue shells. So I'm just going to write on it in pencil, because you can write on eggs in pencil, Sains. So then I know that one's come from Sainsbury's. So I'm going to go through all of these, do that, and then join me back in just a second. Okie dokie, that is our eggs marked up. So you will see I have put a T on the Tesco ones, and you can quite clearly see the difference between the Tesco's Moran ones and the Tesco ordinary ones. Unfortunately, I can tell you straight away that egg there is not going to be fertile. You can see just by the looks on it that that's one that isn't going to be fertile, but it's not a big problem. There are other ones like these ones with A on, they come from Aldi. We have got MO for Morrison's Organic, and we've just got M for the Morrison's Moran. We've done Sainsbury's. I haven't done Happy Egg. Oh, I'm slacking. So because I know we have people who watch these videos who either have hatched out thousands of eggs in the past, or they might not have hatched out any eggs whatever at all, ever. And you want to know about how to hatch out eggs and how you go about it and everything else like that. So what we are going to do is we're going to place these eggs into a tray in just a moment. That tray is going to go into what's called an incubator. An incubator is basically a device that stays at a constant temperature for 21 days, because that's how long it takes to hatch out a chicken egg. Your little chick that comes out at Easter and goes choopy 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 choop, that takes 21 days inside the egg at 37.5 degrees to hatch. So we place the eggs in a tray, tray goes in the incubator. Incubator is set at 37.5 degrees C. I place up on the screen now what that is in Fahrenheit somewhere. And they will stay there for 21 days. But after 7 days, we will open up the incubator for the first time. No need to open it up beforehand. And we will do what's called candling of the eggs to see if the eggs are actually growing. It is at that point where we will know if there is any chance of us hatching out any of these eggs. Right, as I said, next thing to do, put them all into trays, and then the trays go in the incubator. My incubator of choice for this trial will be the Curfew. That is an old brand. They are currently being resurrected as a company, and you can buy custom-made incubators. They are also a British company, which also helps. The other reason why I'm using the Curfew is because I got room in there to place all of the eggs that we have purchased. And I will just say that if I do get a chance to get around to any of the other supermarkets in the time, in the next day or two, then I will do, and I will just add them in, because it's not going to make a huge amount of difference if they're just a little bit behind. So we are using the Curfew, one, because it's available. All of my other incubators are currently incubating other eggs. And two, because we know it works absolutely fantastically. Right, so there we go. That is our eggs all loaded in, ready to go into the incubator. One of the questions I did get asked frequently from last year's video is, do I need an incubator to actually hatch an egg? Well, the answer to that is quite simple. No, you don't. What you can also use is you can use what's called a broody hen. That is a hen, a chicken, a live actual bird that has gone broody, that wants to sit on eggs. You can use one of those. Other questions I've been asked is things like, can I place an egg in a sock and put it underneath my pillow and leave it there, and then after 21 days it will hatch? No. Simple answer, no. Absolutely not. Other things, can I leave them on the top of a radiator and will they then hatch? No, they will not. All right? Unless you're in a country where you can guarantee a pretty steady 37.5 degrees all year round for the time that you are going to be hatching out these eggs, then no, you can't. You need to actually buy an incubator. Incubators in the UK, they could, pre-COVID, be picked up for about 20 quid. Nowadays, they're obviously going for a little bit more because more people are getting into hatching and there's a little bit of a shortage. But anyway, I'm waffling. Get these in the incubator. Let's go. So here we go. This is the eggs in the incubator. See them in there, nicely lined up. See the fan going at the back. It's currently dropped down to 28 degrees because I've got the door open. So what we will do is we will turn the turner on. And all this does is it gently rocks the eggs backwards and forwards, nice and slowly. You can see it moving. It just does that nice and slowly over the time, and it just recreates what happens in the wild with the chickens. Oh, there we go. That's them in and in place. What we'll do now is we'll leave it and we will come back in 7 days' time. Oh, well, obviously we'll close the door. If I can squeeze the door past me, there we go. So we'll close the door and then we'll come back in 7 days' time. Righty, so we are now about 1 week later. I think it's about 8 or 9 days later, actually. I am actually running a little bit late for this, but this is because of work and other things like that. So what we are going to do now is we are going to do what's called candling. We are going to candle the eggs to try to see if there's any little chickens growing inside of them. And the way how we do that is we have our candler. Now this is a very bright light. If I turn it on, gosh, you see, look at that. So that's a very bright light. It's going to shine a bright light into the egg. If I show you one, like we've got lights on around us, so it's not going to be too brilliant to actually see. But this is an empty egg, so if we turn it on, you can't see anything. Let me turn off some lights first. Ready? It's all going to go dark for a second. But don't worry, I'll keep waffling. There we go. So if we turn on that now, you can see that that egg is glowing like a light bulb. And this is actually a grand example just to show you what is going on within here. So what you've got is, you can see, if I try to hold my tripod, because I'm in the shed and I've got next to no room to actually do anything. Okay, let's turn it over. So you can see at the top, I'll explain that bit there in just a second. At the top, you've got this really clear bit. That's the bit that's called the air sac. And then you've got the egg white. That's the easiest way to put it. And you can see this yellow stain. Yep. See this yellow bit just at the top here? That's the egg yolk. If we turn it around, you'll see that the egg yolk floats around. There it goes, going up to the top. So yeah, as I say, you can see that this one here has got a crack in it. We did have a slight little accident inside the incubator where one of the trays went off and it cracked 3 eggs, which is a little bit unfortunate. Right, let's just put back on some lights for a second. Okay, I'll just stick with one light for the second because I'm just about to turn them off again. Because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up the incubator. Yeah, you can see the other 2 eggs down there. There you go. Just going to open up the incubator, our trusty old curfew. And I will start off, I will take the eggs off the top and I'll take the eggs off the bottom shelf and I will start running them through the candler. I'm not going to show you each and every single one because that would just be boring. So I'm just going to run through them as quick as I can, and as soon as I spot anything, I will bring you straight back in again. So stand by, because here we go. Well, there we go. That is all of them candled. I would show you, but obviously with that many eggs, placing each one onto the candle and go, nope, 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 nope. It is going to get boring after a little while. But as you can see, that is a pile of eggs. These eggs are all of the infertile ones. There is no chicks growing in any of these eggs whatsoever. We will now go over to the incubator and we will see how many fertilized ones we had. Ready? Yep, that's right. The grand total of 0. None at all. Absolutely 0 fertilized from those ones. But don't be disheartened. What we have done now is we have chosen when we chose these through all of the egg boxes, as you would have just seen, everything else like that, we chose the supermarket free range own brand ones, and these are coming from places where the supermarkets have really driven them down for price. Like, seriously, they get eggs so cheap, it's unbelievable. The farmers have to have so many hens and have to cut back on the cost of all the feed and everything else like that so much to actually make any profit whatsoever, that there aren't going to be any cockerels in there, or at least you wouldn't expect them to be any cockerels within there. But don't be disheartened, don't give up on us, give us another chance, because what you would have seen here is what you can do at home. You can go out and you can buy these and you can do this all at home. Last year we used slightly different eggs and we hatched from them, as you would have seen from our previous videos. So this is attempt number 1. We are now going off to more supermarkets and we're going to try some other different eggs, like the eggs that we used last year, to try to get some that actually hatch. So there's more videos in this series to come, so if you have not already done so, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell if you want to, so as you get notified when we bring in out these videos, because we got so much more to do. Because, like, you know, these eggs are now useless, they've just got to go in the bin, or else otherwise the wife will kill me if I just leave them laying around. So yeah, they've got to go. I'm not a bad smoker, by the way. I've been cleaning out all of the bee equipment ready for the new season, which is why the lighters are down there. And I still haven't bottled up my cider because I don't really drink that much. But yeah, anyway, that's the eggs. This one didn't work. The next one, fingers crossed, hopefully will work. So stick around, leave us a comment, leave us a thumbs up. And until the next video, bye-bye.